the success of the National Series, Drift Australia has helped foster the sport even further by starting up the Toyo New South Wales Drift Series. The first round was held at Wakefield Park in Goulburn, and winter conditions made for an interesting morning. Now the in-car temperature dial in our car was reading a nice 0 degrees on the way out here, and as you can see there's a nice thick layer of fog, so it's going to make for a very interesting day of drifting. The series is open to all Drift Australia drivers, so it's a good chance for beginners to battle against and learn from Australia's best. Some DA drivers were testing new setups, including Chris Easton, who has installed an R33 Skyline rear end into his infamous R31, the Black Pearl. Eugene Aronson is now sporting a HKS 2835 turbo with an external gate, bringing power up to 300 kilowatts at the wheels. After the driver's briefing, the sun finally shone through and lifted the fog so the first practice session could kick off. The tight and technical track claimed a lot of victims, with two fast corners leading into the left-hander, which is much tighter than it looks. In qualifying, some new talent started to surface. Jarek Von Hawk came out of nowhere to qualify in 4th place, while the rest of the top 10 was mainly fielded by Drift Australia and Super Drift drivers. Another unknown driver, Lee Pidwell, made a name for himself driving the little Corolla, primer paint job and all. The lunch break gave Goulburn locals a chance to check out the cars and meet some of the drivers. After lunch, the top 32 sorted the men from the boys, but in an upset, Josh James was knocked out by one of the crowd favourites, Lee Pidwell. Top 16 saw a heap of Drift Australia drivers go head-to-head. Leighton Fine in the Team Pier 1 via Drifty defeated Chris Easton, who was suffering from some electrical problems. Eugene Aronson defeated fellow Queenslander Mad Nick Tyler. And Darren Afro Appleton in the Team Pier 180SX took down the Drift Cat. Newcomers Lee Pidwell and Jarek Von Hawk both made it through, as did Nathan Wiesel, Michael Truscott and Anthony Hectic Billick. Hectic's car suffered from a small fire after a turbo oil line cracked, but he managed to fix the car and get back on track, driving harder and faster than ever. Not only was the car on fire, Anthony Billick was as well, putting up a tough fight to Nathan Wiesel in the top 8, forcing a rerun. In the end, Nathan's consistency and super smooth driving paid off, and he went through. Pidwell and Van Hawk had to go head-to-head, with Van Hawk taking the win. Truscott and Appleton battled hard, and after a kamikaze entry from Afro, there was contact, handing the win to Truscott. Leighton Fine was in perfect form and took down Lean Mean Eugene. The top four saw Nathan Wiesel defeat the rookie Van Hawk, who then went against Truscott after he lost to Leighton Fine. Nathan Wiesel in the Gators R32 Skyline and Leighton Fine in the Team Kia 1 were then left to fight it out. Both drivers were spot on, and the judges couldn't pick them, so a rerun was called. In the end, Leighton Fine took the win by 2 points, with Nathan Wiesel in second and Michael Truscott in third after beating Jarek Van Hawk, who took home an encouragement award, as did crowd favourite Lee Pidwell in the Little Corolla. It was then time for some victory burnouts. Darren Appleton then took one lucky punter for the ride of her life after winning the SMS competition. The first round was a huge success, and round 2 and 3 of the Toyo New South Wales Drift Series will be held at Oran Park on September 1st and December 15th. For more information, check out driftaustralia.com.au. To get more of your drifting fix, head to the events section in Ignition X and watch more highlights from round 1 of the Toyo New South Wales Drift Series.